This part actually broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah, just playing with their toys.
Kidnapping a child, playing with their toys. Like, good Lord, guys.
I like that the idea here now is like these variants aren't doing anything that creates deviation. Like, there's something else going on here. Like whether they're
just randomly stealing people
or whatever.
But even Loki
but
picking up the thing.
This idea that you were late for work one day and that's when we got you is like, nah, I don't buy it.
I cannot figure this girl's out. I have no idea what's going on with her.
She's in love with Kang.
She's a true believer.
Yeah, but we don't know that yet. You can't look at. I'm just looking at the clues in the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't know that they'll necessarily go that way.
Yeah,
but she's obviously some kind of true believer because she seems to understand that these puppets she talks to aren't the real deal.
Yeah.
Well, she looks all intimidated and scared when she talks to him. I don't know that she does understand that.
Well, she knows who's talking through them, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, you sure about that?
No.
Well, the end.
I guess. You don't say I guess if you're sure.
Guaranteed. This is the big crux of this episode of like what's happening here. Not like whether they're like, I think it's supposed to be they're like kind of, I guess, falling in love, but why does this create this variance here?
No, I really think this is a Jungian thing. This is an animus anima thing. This is, it's not about them falling in love. This is about his self-acceptance.
It's kind of like self-actualization.
Loki's actualization is exactly what it is. Yeah.
But so is that why it becomes more dangerous for because I like the idea that the variant wasn't actually doing these variants and timelines. It's like tracking dangerous Lokis basically, and like this became the most dangerous Loki if they're together and they're self-actualized, because all they're not doing anything and they're about to get killed. So it can't infer. That's what I'm saying. The variance thing can't be measuring what they said it is completely.
Yeah, they're not about to do anything.
Because all this is measuring right now is potentiality right now. It's not actually measuring. They're about to get killed and it's going to be wiped away.
But why wouldn't they just take every Loki? How is any Loki safer than the others?
Well, maybe they do eventually.
I'm just not sure what's going on with this. Here's a theory. I'm going to put it out there. I bet someone else has already come up with this. But instead of Kang, I think the TVA was set up by a Loki.
A Loki.
I like this is his idea of a Loki is to say we don't die, and it's like the one thing we do know about Loki. Like that's sort of what I like
coming
about
back.
This moment. That's what I mean. This is the thing that threatens their timeline. This realization, you know.
I am disappointed that she used to burn variants alive, knowing that they were just innocent variants.
They are, yeah.
But we don't know what happens when they might all go to some other planet or something. We never know.
When they burn.
They burn.
When did she burn?
She like 20 of them on fire.
Yeah, but she's being attacked though. What is she supposed to do? Like make friends?
No, that was a trap. They were gonna leave. They're like, just set the thing and leave.
Yeah, they're like, grab that shovel and let's go.
But she's also. These are people that stole her away and ruined her life. So
I think that you're making excuses for mass murder. Is what I think.
Yeah, you're an apologist. This is Jamie Lannister all over again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put you on a checklist.
Are you going to be happy with your
watch
abusers,
list?
with your childhood abusers, basically?
Yeah. You were a Shane apologist too. You got a long history, Andrew.
Shane ended up being right.
See, this is how things start getting dark.
Watch the scene and tell me, do you think she's in the room with him for real? The blocking is so odd here. She never seems to actually make contact.
She looks a little weird there.
The slap is way off, and then the knee is way off.
Yeah, you're right. Her reaction.
The eye line is weird.
Yeah,
how do you fake that though?
No,
I guess you can
with a double. You just do it with a double, but it just.
Yeah, I think you're totally right because she walked away and you can't see her. I think you're right. It's shot like a play in a weird way.
This is a creepy part, I think. And she's testing him to see. It's like, where would you go if you could go anywhere? You know.
What's the deal with this pen?
Yeah. Have you ever questioned the nature of your existence?
Yeah.
That's a weird question. Now that I think about
it. Okay, is this all in his head? I mean, it's an actual memory, but it reacts to him. It changes.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
It's a time loop, so within the loop, he can change things, I guess, because he can get reactions out of her.
Yeah.
which is another interesting sort of psychological thing. It's like you can face this and make your own peace with it. Like he's admitting real things about himself, but it's only to himself. It's for his benefit, all of it.
He successfully lied to Loki. That's probably hard to do.
Yeah, that was a good one. He's good at poking him to see what gets an emotional response.
He's like,
he must have been an investigator in his real life or something, because he...
Jet ski detective.
Dude, I would watch that.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson, jet ski
This
detective.
fall on Disney Plus.
Chasing vampires.
Jet ski detective. Yeah.
It's like that Baywatch Nights or whatever that thing was.
Yeah.
Remember?
wasn't he the voice of the motorcycle? The heat vision exact thing?
He was heat vision.
Seismic narcissist. That's a good
But
name.
what I love about this, psychologically, though, it couldn't be further from the truth. That's what makes that such a breakthrough. A narcissist doesn't actually love themselves at all. Like, this idea of him being able to reconcile with a version of himself and accept it is actually a significant emotional breakthrough.
I kind of like how it's hard for Loki just to say the obvious truth. It takes all of this to get that out of him.
Well, when you lie all the time, you forget how to tell the truth. That's for real.
Right.
This has got to be hard to act. I don't know how I'd do it.
I don't think they're good actors.
Yeah, we're not actors.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
That's
Your name's a number.
I love her accent.
real important to remember to turn those things off.
If you want to
accidentally poke your leg with
it's just a stick that if you touch something with it ceases to exist.
Yeah.
And it just has just one on-off switch, no safety or nothing.
I thought that was an interesting idea. If the idea that maybe she's known variants of him, like if variants are like for instance, if all variants of Loki are pretty mischievous, maybe all variants of him are pretty helpful workers. So they lose one, they get another one. She just really does like care for him a lot, and it's just interesting to think of that because it's not a romantic thing. It's like
why do they think that? That's weird.
They're programmed to think it.
Yeah, but it's just weird to imagine that you can imagine that. Yeah, you know what I mean.
If that was the first thing anyone ever told you.
But don't they have memories of childhood? They think they were just created as adults?
I think so. That's what they think.
Oh, that's weird.
Think they were created to serve.
This is like analog, but the resolution is video, like it's bitmap video, basically.
Yeah, it's like
this is amazing.
8-bit technology.
I just love the wood paneling.
Like how that guy kind of looks steps forward.
That guy's awesome. That's my one job.
That little face, butthole face. Yeah, like he's talking about jet ski. They're like, "What the hell is a jet ski?"
This part really upset me, man. I'm hoping that can't be permanent, right?
No.
We've been thinking that pruning means disintegrating them, but they prune Loki at the end, and he wakes up in a different.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's
reality.
what I'm saying. Though. Maybe there's much more. Maybe they just bop off to like a weird void. You know.
I was so shocked when they actually showed these guys. I'm like, whoa.
These guys. That guy does
look like the end of Big Trouble in Little China.
It looks cheesy.
I think
it looks incredible.
Looks like The Last Dragon or something.
I'd rather they do something clever and not just kung fu fight.
Yeah,
this is actually Krav Maga.
Of these shows is that there has to be a karate fight.
These shows would have a hard time writing because with Star Wars, that's what you want to see. We want to see a lightsaber fight or something, right? Yeah. But this show's like, no, we don't really need that here.
Well, not with these characters. I don't mind seeing Captain America fight, but these guys are...
but
Loki's never been the shield around.
Loki always gets his butt kicked.
Seeing Loki karate people seems ridiculous.
See that laugh? It's so creepy. And the guy's like clapping his hands, like it's very it's all like very like Alice in Wonderland.
It's like you figured it out.
Mad Hatter stuff going on here.
And then just turn them all three off for no reason.
This is the part that actually made me like her the most. Like the look she gives after he gets killed or whatever. You realize how scary and badass she is. She goes from sad and pitiful to scary right like that.
Yeah, because she's just used to that kind of stuff happening. Her whole life is that. This scene is so well done that I didn't even notice the alligator at first.
Alligator Loki.
It's pretty quick, but I thought, I noticed that.
I didn't notice this. I didn't notice the Stark Tower or Avengers Tower there.
Yeah, that's cool. And I like that Richard E. Grant is just wearing the comic book outfit.
Yeah,
I love that's like the evilest Loki gets to wear that one.
Well, he's original Loki. That says old school Loki.
Yeah.
And then that other guy's boastful Loki. And
see, he didn't look. I mean, he had a big hammer. He didn't have the horns. I wasn't sure what was going on.
It was like Mjolnir or something. It's like a cool like.
Yeah, so it didn't look Loki-ish.
Almost like a homemade Mjolnir, though.
It's like a John Steele version of Mjolnir.
Yeah, exactly. What is it, John Henry?
Because it's like a wrench and it's a piece of like railroad track that hammer's made out of. You look at it.
Yeah, so he's definitely John Henry.
So I'm totally psyched about what that's leading to.
John Henry isn't from DC. John Henry Irons is.
No, I know.
John Henry's a real life person who fought a robot.
DC has all those things. They have the devil and God.
DC doesn't give them new names.
Yeah.
Like Marvel would give them new names, but in DC they're just like, that's Satan, and we're going to give him his own comic.
Your lips look so red. Are you wearing lipstick? Yeah. Am I the only one seeing that?
Your lips look red.
I think it's just the lighting.
It's okay if you're wearing lipstick, man. You do you.
I had this thing minimized while we're watching it because I watched the other thing. It'd be funny. You're just sitting here the whole time, just spinning. It's like, Sean, is this what you do when you watch stuff?
And then he starts going across his face with it, looking all crazy.
Yeah, it's like nothing wrong with it.
With a hand mirror.
I just didn't know you were doing that while we were watching this.
Getting lotion and just. This is my favorite of the 3 Marvel shows so far.
I like the ability to surprise, because episode 3 was fine, but it's like, but then in episode 4, they're like, okay, now they've like switched up the game, and we don't know where things are going, and it's really fun and interesting.
Yeah, I can understand.
And you do think, like, for a second there, I thought they could have killed that Loki because we still could have done the show without him. The story could go anywhere.
Well, last time last time was less. I would understand more, but this one got more mixed reviews from people. Like really? I was like, this was fun. I was like, this one had
the series or the episode?
No, this episode in particular. I was like, this is where we got a lot of emotional payoffs.
Yeah, to me the acting really came in.
Because they're like, well, last time we heard the real the variant. I heard one guy that I watched sometimes. He's like, well, we already heard the truth of their variant, so now we have to hear the other characters learn. I was like, yeah, but it's like emotionally resonant when they hear.
Yeah, that's
like, it's not like
that's when they start becoming people.
The purpose of watching the show isn't to validate fan theories only. It's also that we enjoy the plot.
It's
not to just reveal secrets.
Emotional resonance through the plot. That's the whole point of it. So
but different people enjoy different things for different reasons.
Well, I didn't like last episode as much as this one.
Some people enjoy dumb things for bad reasons.
Well, I'm complaining about the kung fu fighting. I'm sure some other guy's like, I watched this reaction video. He doesn't like the kung fu fighting. Like, what's wrong with you, man? That's what makes this show watchable.
But last episode we heard about that variant thing, and my problem was it wasn't that emotional because you're like, okay, we don't have any kind of emotional reaction.
She's like, yeah, as much. Of course they're variants.
You're supposed to go, what? But then it's like they're on the
Mobius.
On the plot.
Not you.
Yeah, I like it. It's heartbreaking for both him and the other C20
C52
or C52 to like
whatever it is. Well, C20 is the one that got pruned.
Yeah, but
now we wonder where any of them are because like if Loki goes to what could
Loki
potentially be an alternate timeline of all Lokis.
I mean, how is that going to make sense?
In an alternate timeline of all Owen Wilsons, could we see Dignan Owen Wilson?
I mean, he gets sent to a destroyed.
What's in Zoolander? What's his name in Zoolander?
Yeah, Hansel. He's so hot right now.
So he gets sent to a destroyed New York.
I would pay to
People always say a post-apocalyptic this, but it's like we don't know that. It's just the city's destroyed, not the whole world.
Well, they said they're bringing what if it's variant of Battle of New York, but then they're like, well, that's Avengers Tower. It's not Stark Tower.
Yeah, like some people get really deep in New Rockstars. Like if you see the extra helipad at the top, put in later. Like Jesus Christ,
man, I wish I had that.
I watched that stuff. I'm like, I didn't even see it the first time watching it. So I was like, I'm not. That's why I watched this
alligator.
Yeah.
If you see the second floor above the helipad. That was an addition for the Avengers helicarrier.
And these poor guys are up at 2 a.m. figuring this stuff out because they put the video out like right after it comes out, don't they? So he's in New York, and there's other Lokis there. An old Loki who is, what do they call him? The original Loki or something?
Right.
Loco.
Don't you know
I'm Loki?
Yeah. I'm not sure we can keep this one in the show, guys.
Well, that's when they showed. Remember the original trailer where it says like "vote me" or whatever, and he's like doing that, and they're showing. Then if you look at the people in that crowd, they all have kind of green costumes on too. They're like, "Is this like some kind of like idiocracy like world version of?" Like,
is this like a Loki specific prison that they created just to send all the Loki variants that they pruned?
Is that what happens to everyone who gets pruned? You just have a pocket dimension full of them somewhere that they get stuck in?
That'd be worse than hell. Go to a place full of news. Yeah. Except they're all old and one of them's an alligator. Like what is alligator Loki gonna do? I want to see alligator Loki talk. And what's happening with that?
I don't know what video it was, but someone was like, I'd like it if it was alligator Loki that said that line off screen, not Richard E. Grant. Like we're supposed to think that it was old Loki.
Well, that was a new rock star because they say we never see Richard E. Grant actually speak the words, so it could be an alligator talk.
Maybe alligator said it. Like, God, I would love this, guys. If you
that's so weird.
We're getting this close to Howard the Duck TV show. I swear to God.
Yeah, why don't they make a Howard the Duck TV show? My voice keeps cracking like I'm 12 years.
We're going to make a cartoon, I think.
It was on the books for a while, and then
do they have the rights to Howard the Duck? I don't know.
Probably the best Marvel movie.
His cousin Tanner and Sackbar.
It's the distinction of being the first Marvel movie.
Is that true? Didn't they make like they made some TV movies?
They made some TV movies of Captain America.
And didn't they have a Spider-Man one? I feel like they had a weird Spider-Man one.
The Spider-Man TV show.
They had like a Thor TV, the Thor and Hulk movie, right?
That was after, and it was a TV movie.
No, the Hulk show was before Howard the Duck.
Hulk show.
But there's a Thor and Hulk movie.
Are you just talking about movies?
They had TV stuff, but that was the first theatrical movie.
Oh, that's weird. What a weird way to start.
It's weird when you hear about those early Marvel films and they were always trying to like cameo things that they didn't have the rights to. Like Wolverine was almost in the Spider-Man movie. Like, why?
Really?
There was no like. How they even arrived at that agreement?
That's weird. Yeah,
they were two different studios at the time, and it's a dumb thing. It's like, yeah, Hugh Jackman was going to do it, but then the Wolverine suit got lost during the flight. It's like, why even have a Wolverine suit? What do you mean? Wolverine was just a guy in a leather jacket in the movie.
The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man you talking about?
Yeah.
They were going to have Wolverine in there?
What's everybody talking about?
I didn't know that.
They almost did a massive crossover movie with Daredevil, Fantastic Four, and the X-Men. Like, really? Before the rights.
When did that Fantastic Four movie come out that was made?
This is late 90s.
The early 2000s were those.
No, I'm talking about the old one. The
Corman one?
Well, it never came out.
But it was a movie.
Made it.
I guess you're right.
It was a movie, but it never got released at all.
So it doesn't count.
Can you watch it? Is it possible to watch?
Yeah, it's online.
On YouTube, but there aren't any good copies of it. The legend is that the actual original print was destroyed. And it's never.
That's amazing that it's actually survived at all.
I'm glad that it did. I hate it when.
It's
if
weird
that's
to
really
watch,
true that Avi Arad threw a movie on the fire, that's just so disrespectful. Trying to get likes and subscribes.
Smash that like button.
Engagement.
Subscribes and likes.
Subscribe and like.
Just hit all the buttons. If you're watching on YouTube, hit all those buttons.
Yeah.
Throw your computer out the
window. Why would you do that? I'm confused.
I don't know. The devil's in it.
That's how enthusiastic you are about our shows.
I like that too.
No,
enthusiastic
don't do that.
Is without the end. Enthusiastic.
That's how enthusiastic you are. I said the end, but I don't think you heard it.
Scribonitis.
All right.
Goodbye.
All right, guys.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Wait, I can't do it. I can't do the Star Trek thing.
I don't know what you're doing. Your hands are
trying to do but my fingers won't do it. I don't have I couldn't do a nerve pinch either. There you go. He's the real deal. All right, bye.